Okay, let's talk about purpose. In the self-realized leadership framework that I use when I'm coaching chiefs in large organizations, we have this idea of who I am as the greater reality that exists within each of us that's entirely positive in nature. And then we all have our own version, if you like, of doubt about that, where we had doubts about who I am. And our response to that doubt tends to be to go out into the world and in some way prove who I am. That I want to prove to myself, I want to prove to others, I want to prove to the world who in fact I am. And what happens is we'll often attach our purpose to that attempt to prove who I am. So, for instance, maybe an athlete might say their purpose is to achieve a gold medal in the Olympics, right? More realistically for myself, it might be something like my purpose is to run a sub 25K, say. But in fact, when you really look at what's motivating that drive toward that attainment, to attain that goal, it's actually more like a desire to have the experience and the expression of who I am be fulfilled. So in my case, it would be something like a desire to experience and express who I am as being full of energy and enthusiasm and vitality. And that's what really motivates and drives me toward wanting to, say, achieve a sub 25K. So it becomes more accurate to think about purpose as being defined by the experience and the expression of who you are. So I think of that as being like an I am statement. So my I am statement, if you like, my purpose as it relates to the domain of my physical health would be I am full of energy and vitality and enthusiasm, right? And then the interesting thing is that when you can start to articulate your purpose in the various domains of your world, whether that's in relation to your physical well-being or relation to your work, in relation to your relationships, it actually becomes much easier to determine how best to respond whatever's coming at you. And of course, there's a lot coming at you in any given day, any given week, any given year. But when you're really clear on that articulation of purpose defined by an attribute of who you truly are, it actually really simplifies and clarifies what's important and what you need to respond to and how you can most effectively respond to that thing in order to stay on purpose. And for the kinds of people that I'm working with, and I suspect this is kind of true for everyone, is that because they've got so much coming at them, this becomes a really neat kind of hack or shortcut to determining priority in any given day, any given moment. So that's another way to think about purpose.